Hello and welcome everybody to another video of Navigate AIF. In this video, I will be discussing the monumental SEBI board meeting held on 18th June 2025, in which SEBI has given two key proposals for alternative investment funds. The first is the introduction of co-investment schemes, which will overhaul the co-investment framework in India, and the second is a complete overhaul of the angel fund regulatory framework in India. So let's get started. First, we will analyze the co-investment scheme for AIFs. I have made a detailed 40-minute long video on this, analyzing the entire proposals given in the consultation paper, the reason for it, and what this whole overhaul means. So let's get the nitty-gritty of it in a very summarized format. The first is, what is co-investment? So co-investment is investment made by GPs or LPs. So this could be the sponsor, the manager, or the investors themselves of a category 1 and 2 AIF in unlisted portfolio companies where the AIF also makes investment. So basically the companies where the AIF is already investing, if the LPs, which are the investors in the fund, or the GPs, which are the sponsor or manager, if they also make investment in the same company, that is co-investment. And this can only be in the case of category 1 and 2 AIFs, and this is only for unlisted portfolio companies. So these are the two important factors here. What is the present situation of co-investment? How can you do co-investment currently? The present situation is that co-investment for AIF investors is only through the co-investment portfolio manager route under the PMS regulations. So the AIF regulations strictly prohibit a manager from providing any investment advisory services to anybody who's not an investor in the fund. So the only way the manager can facilitate investment in other portfolio companies is by getting a separate license under the PMS regulations and becoming a co-investment portfolio manager. The third, now that this co-investment scheme framework has come in, is the PMS route over? That is this co-investment portfolio manager route over for those who are currently routing co-investments through this route? So SEBI has clearly said in this board meeting that no, the co-investment scheme and the PMS route, both options will be open for co-investment. So you can do co-investment through both of them, and we will have to wait for the circular to see exactly how SEBI is allowing it. It is possible SEBI may say that for the current existing investments, the portfolio management route will be allowed, but for new investments, they have to follow the co-investment route, co-investment scheme route. The reason I think this is because SEBI has said that to do a co-investment vehicle or co-investment scheme, the only investors who can do this are accredited investors. So if SEBI wants to only open co-investment to accredited investors, then the PMS route has to shut, because in the current PMS route, any investor can become an investor in co-investing with an AIF. So it's not open only to accredited investors. So if SEBI wants to restrict co-investment only to accredited investors, then I think PMS route may have to be shut down. So what is a co-investment scheme? So SEBI board meeting minutes hardly give any light here. They see that co-investment scheme are a scheme of category 1 or 2 AIFs which facilitate co-investment. But to help you understand this better, you have to look at the consultation paper, which gives an insight that these co-investment schemes would operate very similarly to angel fund schemes. So in an angel fund, a fund can launch a new scheme every time it wants to make a new investment. Similarly, every time a fund wants to make a new co-investment, it would have to launch a new co-investment scheme. Now, technically, under the AIF regulations, when a fund wants to launch a new scheme, they have to file a full new PPM with SEBI, get approval, pay 1 lakh rupee plus GST as fees. However, for angel funds, when they're doing investments, they don't do all this. They just file a term sheet with SEBI, the format of which has been prescribed. I think that co-investment schemes would be in the same way. SEBI won't expect you to file a new PPM and get pay 1 lakh rupee each time you want to do a new co-investment. It would operate similar to an angel fund. Now, who can invest in co-investment schemes? This is only open to accredited investors. So accreditation is really going to take off in India, because a lot of new things coming out by SEBI are only open to accredited investors. In fact, in this consultation paper, SEBI has also discussed and touched light upon the idea of opening pools of capital that are AI only. AI only means accredited investors only. So we can anticipate a lot more coming from SEBI in this area. Next, how many co-investment schemes can be launched by a fund? So a separate co-investment scheme shall be launched for each co-investment in an investee company. This is what SEBI has said. Next, let's look at the regulatory framework for angel funds as per the proposal which have been accepted in SEBI's board meeting on 18 June. So I have tried to list them down here for ease of reference. First, who can now invest in angel funds as per the new regulatory framework proposed? Angel funds will now need to be, angel investors will now need to be accredited investors. So angel funds will only be open to accredited investors now, and this is a major overhaul that has come in. Currently, angel funds are open to angel investors, and SEBI has prescribed in detail the criteria for being an angel investor, which is basically you need to have net worth of above 2 crores, or you need to have 10 years of experience as a senior management professional, or you need to be a serial entrepreneur. Next, they have said that they will give QIB status. So accredited investors will be included as qualified institutional buyers, that is QIBs, for investing into angel funds. So only for the purpose of investing into angel funds, they will get this QIB status. Next, on the cap on investment, there is a change in the investment restrictions of angel funds. Currently, angel funds have to make an investment in a startup which should be minimum 25 lakhs and maximum 10 crore. An angel fund cannot make less than 25 lakh investment or more than 10 crore investment in any investee company. Plus, each investee company has to be a startup. That is the rule. Now they are saying that this cap will be revised to minimum 10 lakh in one company and maximum 25 crore. This is super helpful because the ticket sizes are really increasing in India, and angel funds need the flexibility to invest more than 10 crore or less than 25 lakhs depending on the investee company. Next point is a concentration limit. There is a removal of the concentration limit of 25% of total investments of angel funds in one investee company. So currently, category 1 and 2 AIFs have a restriction that they can only invest 25% of their investable funds in one portfolio company. Similarly, angel funds have a restriction that they can only invest 25% of their total investments in one investee company. SEBI has said that they will remove this concentration limit. This is the first ever done in any AIF in India. The only other AIF which has a more relaxed limit are large value funds, which are permitted to invest 50% of the total investments in one company, and these are only large value category 1 and 2 AIFs. For category 3 AIFs, the investment restrictions are lesser at 10% for normal cat 3 AIFs and 20% for large value funds which are cat 3 AIFs. So removal of this concentration limits is a big help and a big boost for angel funds. Next is number of investors. They want to allow more than 200 accredited investors in one investment. Under the AIF regulations, an AIF can only have 200 investors in total, and for angel funds, they can only have 200 investors in one scheme, that is in one investment. Now they're saying if there are more than 200 accredited investors, we will allow that. So this is also super helpful. Next is follow-on investment. They are enabling follow-on investment in companies which are no longer a startup. So when the angel fund makes an investment, like I said, it has to be a startup. However, in the later stages, a company may increase in size and become bigger and may no longer be a startup. That time they are allowing the angel fund to again make a follow-on investment and capitalize on the trust that they've placed in the company when they supported them in their initial stages. So this can really help angel funds deliver great returns if they are allowed to make follow-on investments as well. Now, two more points are fairness rule. SEBI has said that while we are allowing all of these relaxations to you, you have to maintain fairness, which means the angel fund has to offer each investment opportunity to all investors, and they have to allocate the investment among consenting investors as per the PPM, so as per the terms in the PPM. Last and the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest relaxation in my opinion is that they have revised the skin in the game rule. So AIFs are the only investment product in India, one of the only investment products in India, which have a skin in the game rule, which requires that the manager and sponsor, that are the GPs of the fund, have to invest in the fund along with the LPs. It's not only the investor money that is being invested, the manager and sponsor are also investing alongside them. Currently, in an angel fund, the manager and sponsor have to invest 2.5% of the corpus or 50 lakhs, whichever is lower. Now, what they're changing this to is that they have to invest the higher of 0.5% of the investment amount or 50,000 in each investment. So instead of this being a fund level thing, now they're saying that in each and every investment the angel fund makes, the manager has to invest at least 0.5% or 50,000, whichever is higher. So this is the major overhaul that is coming in for angel funds, and I'm expecting a big circular and lot of amendments in the AIF regulations also to come in. So I hope this gives you insight into the major overhaul that has been announced in SEBI's recent board meeting. And if you want to have a more detailed discussion, feel free to reach out to me on navigateaif.com. Thank you.